found The Naked Truth. Lively discussions about business, marketing, and personal development for small business owners. No hype, just help.
So I think you do hear my music, right? A little bit?
A little bit. It's real light in the background. You're okay.
Someone actually asked me, they looked
It'll
at...
help set like a jazzy mood for us to work
Yeah.
through this tool today.
So I was on a podcast and someone saw this background and stuff and they're like, "Are you in a hotel? Because it looked like the music and everything sounds like you're in a hotel." It's like, no, that's my little crib. So Tuesday tools, one of the tools that you found.
I love this tool. I'm still learning things about this tool all the time because I just discovered it a few weeks ago. But if you're like me, and Ifat's talked about this before, like if you are not a person who thinks of yourself primarily as artistic or graphic design oriented, you're going to love this tool. I am not. I love art. I appreciate art. I never had what seemed to be a natural inclination toward artistic creation. But I value, like in my business, I want my stuff to look good and I want it to attract people, and right. So you start trying to think about how can I get as artsy as I can be when it's not maybe my more natural inclination. And this tool is a thing that will help you do that. I'm going to cough. So it's a website called coolers.co, and it's a color scheme generator site, but the different ways that it does it are really, really great. So wait, go back. And first, let's start with basic. Go up to the top nav menu and click on Explore. So first thing they do, what some other platforms, like I've seen this on Canva before too, but they just give you a whole bunch of palettes that you can visually sweep your eye over.
That's cool.
And go, what is appealing to me, right? Like, and you can start with this, and this can be a helpful place to start. And I love just the simplicity of this, of like all these different, so some of them are shade palettes of a particular color. Most of them are true color scheme palettes where they are different colors that work nicely together.
Yeah.
The reason I had you go to this first, Ifat, is now go click on the generate button. This is what Ifat was first going to take you into. If you go straight into the generator, it just throws a palette down. And what if you wanted a palette that was red, right? But this is the generator. So
but then you can
what
click
you
on
do,
it, right? And you can go
right.
like...
If you start with the color on the left, and if you know a color already that you have the hexadecimal color number for, you can plug it in and it will start with that color.
There you go. So let's say you wanted red.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like
there
that.
you go.
How's that?
Right. So now you go, all right, so I've got, now once you have the color you like, there's a padlock icon. You lock in that color, then you hit your space bar and it will auto generate other colors that are going to work with that color. So then
like another one.
Any of the four remaining things, let's say you liked that, one of those blues, if I lock in one of those blues, you go, yeah, I like that one. And then you keep going and you just keep locking in the ones you want and generating more and locking it down until you have 5 that you like all of them for. And then you've got your whole color palette. Then you can save it. There's a save button in the upper right. You can create an account for free and it will save the palette and you give it a name and you've got that palette all saved.
It's beautiful. Then you can have
really
projects.
Simple and fast and easy, right?
Yep. You have collections.
Now, yeah. So then you start creating all this different, tons of them. Now, here's the other thing I love. If I go to the icon submenu there and click on the camera icon, you can drop, you got a photo that's colorful, Ifat, that you can just grab and drop in there?
Actually. I think I've done that.
If you have a photo that you really love a color in the photo and you're like, I wish I had this color on my website or my pamphlet or whatever, you can drop the photo into this window, then it will give you the tool, that circle tool, and you can move it to where the color is that you want to capture. And then see, it's already changed from if it's original pink, that pinkish red she had, to now it's doing that green. And so then you can use that to start a whole new palette for yourself based on a color that was in a picture that you're using. So that's another great way to generate. And look, again, look how fast it is. You drop your picture in, you go, yeah, that's the color I really care about.
So the only challenge with this one, Paul, is like, I don't know if this palette is actually a good palette just because it's one in the image, right?
Well, logarithmically, it's good, right? It's done all the shades that. So, but your other thing is, so you start with, let's say the most important thing to you was the green, right? Now click next in the upper right and open in the generator.
That is super cool.
Then it takes you and puts you in the generator where now you've got your green on the very left.
Nice.
Padlock that.
Nice. I like that.
Right? Padlock the green. Now start randomly generating better colors. Right? Now it's like the only thing I cared about in the photo was that green. Let's find what goes nice with the green.
Super cool.
And away you go.
Ooh.
But wait, there's more.
So before we say, let everybody know that there's more, guys, if you want to come here and play with us with the palette and ask questions and talk about branding and colors and everything, then this is the link for you. BeTheNakedTruth.com/live. Come play with us with colors and palettes and websites, because it's all interactive. Okay, so wait,
nice,
there's more.
So the other thing you can do, wait, I have to try to find it again. Okay, go to the top menu, generate, explore, then more, and click on the drop down for more. And there's you can do gradient palettes.
Ooh.
So choose them. Yeah.
That is cool.
So you can do, this is an example of a 2-color gradient palette if you wanted to go from the pink to like that salmon-y.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to work within a single color, so you can drop in the hexadecimal of the main color that you like, and it will work out a gradient for you.
Wow, that is super cool.
Right?
Nice.
And so this is another way of, again, like this is where I really like, I do not have an appropriate sense of how to pick the right shades. Like if I start doing different shades of blue, I'm probably going to end up going to a shade that isn't actually the right shade of that blue. This thing keeps you right on track.
That is super cool. Ooh, that's nice.
So then you got your gradients that way.
And then
you know, two color, one color to another, or you can just do a single color.
Wait, let me save it.
And have it be a single color gradient.
So a single color gradient would be a single color would be this one to this one. That's what you mean? No.
Yeah. So well, do no. See, this is where again I just found this earlier. There's a way to do single.
There you go.
There you go. So now it's really picking. It is still a 2-color. You're picking a second shade of green.
Yeah.
And it's doing all the shades in between.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is super cool. That's fantastic. Then they have we had you have to click on it, right? And then open in the generator.
Now it's giving you a full gradient generator instead of the 5 colors, right? It's giving you way more.
I'm trying to close it and it bumped. So now we have color blindness. Do you know what that is? I don't know what color blindness is.
I know generally that there are people that are colorblind, and there's different types of color blindness. So maybe it's actually helping people.
So this is kind of like what colorblind people will see when you put these colors?
Will see, yeah.
Fascinating, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty neat, right?
Pretty freaky. And then You got create a collage. So that's pretty cool. So again, same thing, right? You can upload a picture or you can choose from a URL. So that's really interesting. So let's say I bring a picture in. Oh, look at that. It picked the
So here,
colors by itself.
Yeah. So wait, go back to where's the URL that you can put in? You go back and find it where it just was.
Right here, URL.
URL, put in our site, and let's see what it would have picked for our colors, and let's see how close, because you did our colors based on your eye.
Yep.
Right? And
Oh,
so
I can't
you
do
know
the
you were in the
images.
ballpark, but what would it do? I was curious about this.
So you have to choose an image, actually, not a. It has to be an image URL, not
Oh,
a
it's an
website.
image at that URL?
Yeah.
Do a screenshot of our homepage real quick.
Hey, what about this one? Da-da-da. Look at our colors. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
So, I mean, you think about like websites, pamphlets, business cards, logos, all the different things that, all the different things that you could end up needing color palettes for. This thing is going to make you get
This
on
is
track so
fantastic.
much faster.
Oh wow, you can flip between colors, see?
Yep.
So if you're creating brand assets for clients and stuff like that, this is fantastic because you're like basically uploading one of their images that they like, put it here. Here's your color palette for your website. You send it to them. You go like, that's the image that you like. These are the colors we're gonna go with. They say yes, no, and if they say no, I only like the blue one, right? So now you can just go with the blue one, put that here, and start building from there.
Right.
I wonder if you can compare different images. That'll be cool. Right, like compare, like put two images in and then get a color from both images, not just one.
Oh, well, you could, a workaround could be you could start it with one, right? Like, so you could, like, go ahead, you do your.
My clicky. Here's your gradient. Another thing that I really like about this one is that it had it as a CSS, which means that you can take that and like basically very quickly add it to your website. And I forget where that was. What I think it was in the generate. So let's say this is our thing, right? And then you can. Is it export? Yeah, you can export it as a CSS. You can copy the URL and you can give it to designers to know what it's like. You can save it as an image so you can refer to all these numbers later on.
Right. Right.
You can have it as a code. You can embed it in your website, which is super cool. Really awesome website, Paul.
Fabrizio is the creator. Fabrizio, we love you.
And completely free, which is amazing.
Completely free. Completely free.
Yeah.
And you can get so much done with that, really. I mean, you really can. You think about, you start pairing it with other things, right? So if you use some of the other resources that we know about and you start really, doing it, your workflow is going to speed up. I think the big thing there is sometimes your creativity gets turned on and then you got to be careful. You don't let it be a time suck that you're not like, pretty colors. Like, don't, right? Like, just stay on task and get your thing loaded up and figure it out and then get into making what you want to make and producing stuff. So
yeah, Michelle Williard-Hoffer asking, do you use the colors from the palette with every picture or content frame? Not sure I understand the question. Do you?
Yeah, ask that question a slightly different way.
Yeah,
Michelle.
or Michelle, hop on in and actually we'll
hop
figure
right
out.
in
Hop on in.
talk to
We'll
us
see
about
what
it.
you want.
Fabrizio built the site.
Who's Fabrizio? Do we know Fabrizio?
When you go to the site, at some point there's a thing that says, "Hi, I'm Fabrizio. I made this site," and it's like, so you're like, Fabrizio is the person who started it all.
Really? Let's see. Where is
Yeah,
Fabrizio?
I'm telling you.
I trust
Now
him.
watch, you'll go and do it, and it won't do it.
Nothing
but-
will happen, right? Maybe the about us, create a collage, create a picker, content checker, contact. There's no about.
Come on.
Oh, there you go. Here he is. Fabrizio. Hello,
Fabrizio.
I'm Fabrizio.
Va bene, Fabrizio.
Niente, designer
Fabrizio
developer.
Bianchi, see?
I create
The
the tools.
Italians. I love the Italians.
Yep, they're really cool. So you can find Fabrizio on the bottom of coolers. Uh, Michelle says she doesn't want to show up because she didn't shower. Nobody showers. It's COVID. Common name. We
I
just
haven't
have Zoom
showered in a
shirts.
month and I'm still here.
All we have is Zoom shirts, Michelle. So put your Zoom shirt on and jump in. Um, yeah, so I don't know what the question is. Do you use colors from the palette with every picture or content frame? I think, when you start a project and you need to have a color scheme for that project, then colors will help you get
Yeah.
that color scheme.
I definitely think project based, one project at a time. So yeah.
You can't have too many colors in anything. So for example, what I've done is I've used it to create the brands in Canva. Remember in Canva where you can create brands and have brand colors, and that's what you use? So you use colors to create the brand colors in Canva, then you are always on track and it's always on brand and everything looks the same and you have your logos and your colors and everything. So one of the things that you might want to do is bring your logo into it and let it find the color palette based on the logo.
I actually did that. That's one of the things I did was I had a logo generated at Fiverr, and I just said I would like it to be blue and green, and went through a couple revisions to get to the blue and green I liked. I never actually found out what blue and green they were. So last week I dropped my logo in to the photo tool and put the tool right on the blue and right on the green and got the hexadecimals for those. And I was like, there. So now when I'm working on my website, I can make sure that I'm not a shade or two off, right? That I'm exactly staying with my logo colors all the time.
Yeah. And so she's saying, what I mean is everything created with the colors within the palette across the board on all social media? Yes. So brand colors. Yes. That's what she's referring to.
Yeah. It's like your DNA basically, right?
Yeah.
It's like you want to keep it consistent. So if you switch to a different brand, like I have an entertainment brand, an online wellness community brand, and a hypnotist training brand. And so I have certain visual elements that are the same, but I change the colors to represent that the brand is somehow a little different. But then once I have that brand color scheme represented and settled on, then I stick to that within my website and all my other stuff. I stick to it.
So you know what I'm wondering? I'm going to share this. I'm going to bring up our logo for the show and put that in because I don't think we ever used colors like that. So browse an image, upload an image. Let's see. So how did we get the gray? Oh, from here, I guess. But the blue is not in there. So you've gotta choose which one you want to focus on and put the tool. Yeah, but I want to see the gradient between the blue and the yellow.
All right, so move the tool to the circle.
Ah, there you go. So this is the first one.
So there's your
second one.
Yeah.
And browse, and then what do we say? Then we wanted to see kind of like the changes between them, right? Because this one goes away, so less. So we only have like 4 colors. But what if I want to see the gradient?
If you want to do a gradient, now you're getting.
It's a view palette.
Yep.
So this is our hex copied, and can I open? I should open another one probably, right? Coolers.
Fabrizio.
So coolers. Okay, so then from here we're gonna go to actually creating a palette, and we're gonna put the first one, and then from here we're gonna put this one. And now we have a gradient for our site.
There you go.
That doesn't look like anything on our site, but that's cool.
That was my point, right? Is again, this is the math telling you what your eye can't tell you, right?
Yeah.
So you did a good job with your eye, but you think like you can't, I don't know how anyone can really compute that except for people who are so into color stuff that they train their brain over years and years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Michelle says, I'm Italian and French. Ha ha ha. The varied brands are different and within the same palette. So thank you. Yeah, it's fantastic. So the link to the tool is right here on our website. If you coming in to BeTheNakedTruth.com/live. You see right here, Paul linked to it. So you can click on that. You can watch our training again and how we got into everything we got. You can leave us some comments because we love to hear from you. And we're going to let you know that we're going to take a little break.
We're going to take a break.
We're going to take a break.
It needs to happen.
Yeah, we're going to take a break this week and come back Monday. And so...
Are we going to come back Monday?
Let's come back
You feel
Monday.
really sure?
Okay, come back Monday.
Okay, all right.
We'll come back
So
Monday.
some stuff came up. We got to take a break. So you have the rest of the week off. Play with the colors. Think of if questions come up, jump on the Ask page and ask us some questions. We always need more questions from you to help us figure out what we're going to do for Get Over the Hump Wednesdays, which are supposed to be based on viewer questions. And other than that, be good to yourselves, be good to one another, and we will see you on Monday.
See you then.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's episode, come back and spend more time with us. You could be on the broadcast sharing your thoughts. We hang out live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern at www.bethenakedtruth.com/live.